Hi everybody. This is a video response to Katie's video on bullying that I saw yesterday. I cannot sleep. It is 3:15 in the morning. Um, so I'm doing this video. I had one that was uploaded. If some of you who subscribe to me have gotten 2 messages from YouTube about me uploading my bullying video, I apologize. I had the first one uploaded and I was editing it, but it was like 21 minutes long, so I was like, wow, that's too long, and I really didn't have everything that I wanted to say just thought out, really. So here goes. As always, Katie, I will put a link down in the description for anyone who has not seen Katie's amazing video. Thank you very much, Katie, for that video. I thought it was really helpful. In this video, I basically will be talking about my personal experiences with bullying, and also talking about some bullying that's happening on Tumblr, specifically that I know of, and sharing some poetry. So, basically, as all of you know, I have cerebral palsy, and that made for a very interesting childhood and upbringing, and especially because I was like the only kid in my school and on my block for years who had any kind of a disability at all. For those of you who don't know, I'm around Katie's age. Katie's a little bit older than me. She's like my best friend's age. So yes, Katie, I do remember the big cell phones and the people having pagers when I was growing up. So woohoo! Like, I didn't have one. I wasn't old enough to have one, but I remember other people having them. So yay for 90s kids. But I got bullied as a kid in elementary school just because I was very different. I've always been very different. I got called crippled. I got made fun of for being disabled. I got made fun of for having a lazy eye. I got made fun of for being very small. I was a very small child, and then I hit puberty and I just became heavier. I have my mom's body type in that I am short and heavy set. But because of my being born so early, I was born 3.5 months early, I was a very thin, skinny child, and then suddenly I hit puberty, and it was like I suddenly gained all this weight and had, you know, boobs and a butt and things like that overnight. So I got made fun of for developing early. I got made fun of for all kinds of stuff. So those of you who, like, maybe getting bullied, for instance, for your weight, and you might think, well, if I just lost a little weight, I might not be bullied. Or those of you who, like, are being bullied because you have glasses or whatever, and might be thinking, well, if I got contacts, nobody would notice, and maybe they would stop picking on me. People who want to bully will bully, and that's just what they want to do. And I've been made fun of, like I said, I've been made fun of for all kinds of different things. So I used to think, like, if I could walk, I wouldn't be bullied anymore and nobody would pick on me anymore when I was a kid. But honestly, I've been made fun of for my face. I've been made fun of for... So people will find stuff. It doesn't matter. You could look like, you could look like a model, or you could look like... Let's not just pick on looks. But, it doesn't matter. People who want to be mean will be mean. The difference is in how you deal with it. You have to tell somebody. Sometimes, especially nowadays, it can even cross over into being discrimination. I know that when I was little, and I was the only one in my whole school who had a disability, my parents and my teacher had to fight tooth and nail for me because the school didn't want to renovate the bathrooms. They didn't want to give me an aid. They didn't want to really do anything that would be accommodating, because they looked at it like, we're having to make all these changes for this one kid. And they didn't see that I was just the first kid who was going to need all these things. And they didn't see it as an investment. They saw it as a hassle. They, by and large, for the first couple of years, saw me as a hassle. So, shout out to all the disabled kids out there who are getting bullied. You're not by yourself. You're not the only one. You are normal. And normal, by the way, normal? Who decided what was normal anyway? Like, I've had so many disabled friends say, oh, I just wish I was normal. Like, who decided what was normal? Why is able-bodied so much better than being disabled? Excuse me. I have able-bodied and disabled friends. And I know a lot of able-bodied people who, especially my able-bodied friends, who will look at me and my disabled friends and say, man, my body might be stronger than you. My body might be stronger than yours. But you have so much more courage and so much more gumption. And I know that some disabled people look at that and they're like, ugh, the inspiration thing again, ugh. But, when it's sincere, it doesn't bother me. I might get into that in another video, all the things that possibly that able-bodied people may say or do that possibly might bug a disabled person and not realize it. I might do a disabled interaction video later. I don't know. So basically, my advice, if you are being bullied, is to tell someone. First of all, I know that's horrible. I know that you might be scared, or you might feel like, ugh, I don't want to do that. It's not really anyone else's problem. But if you're the person, if you are getting bullied, it's abuse. You're being abused. Whether it's physically, verbally, emotionally, somehow you are being abused. And that is not okay. That is a crime. And it doesn't matter how old the person is who's doing it. It's wrong. It's just wrong. So tell a teacher, tell a counselor, tell someone in an authority position. If you don't get what you want with that person, keep going up the chain of command until you get what you want. My dad, once when I was in 4th grade, had to call our local news stations because my school was going to try to keep me out of a field trip because we were going to a festival in one of the small towns around here. It was a historical festival. And someone was going to have to help me up into this train so that we could watch a movie. And they didn't have the insurance that they needed to cover if, like, my aide would have maybe hurt herself trying to lift me up into this train. So because we had this one little thing that actually on the actual trip we didn't get to do, but because it was planned and they were worried about, you know, somebody getting sued, they tried to tell me after my parents had paid, actually, money to go. I didn't pay because I was 10. But after my parents had paid, you know, the money and the permission slip and all of that for me to go, they tried to keep me out of it. So my dad had to call, like, the town city hall that we were going to make sure that, it was accessible and everything. And he made, like, a big stink about it because he tried calling the school to resolve it with the school, and the school still didn't want me to go. So he called the news station and made a big deal about it. And then he called the school back and he was like, I have these news stations on the other line with me, and they would just love to hear about how you're discriminating against my daughter. Now, is there any problem with, you know, me going on the trip with her? And they were like, oh, no, 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 no. So if you go up the chain of command high enough, you will get it to stop. You just have to keep trying. You can't give up. Okay? And if there's a kid in particular that's bugging you, and you're not getting what you want with your teacher or with your principal or whatever, go to your parents or go to someone and see if they can make arrangements for that person to be removed from your class. I think even if you are, I think it's either 17 or 18. If you're 17 or 18 and you're in high school or college and being bullied or harassed for whatever reason, you can even file what's the word? I can't think of it right now, but I want to say it's like file a complaint with the school, or file like if you're in high school or college, you can even file a harassment complaint and they will actually get the person removed. I know that someone did that at my old high school. There was a kid that was bugging somebody because she was a different religion, and it was this atheist kid, and he just didn't like anybody, and he was calling her all kinds of derogatory names, and she filed a harassment complaint against him, and he was removed from all of her classes and put in a different schedule. So you could even go as far as doing that. It needs to be said, and Katie, you need to be aware of this also, that there is a person or a group of people who are going after young women who have recovery blogs on Tumblr and sending them messages about dieting and Tumblr diets and Google diets, and it's like they're trying to trigger people. And I know that you said to delete messages like that or bullying messages like that, but I've actually been posting them. And here's why. I've posted them, one, to make sure that people know that this is going on, and number two, because I feel better if I can just write and vent about it right then. And I try to do so respectfully so that my followers can see that they don't have to, cuss anybody out or anything. But they still don't have to take anything lying down. And I know that several people have gotten these messages because I follow a lot of girls on Tumblr who have recovery blogs. And I've seen messages like that on my dash on Tumblr. And I've even gotten hate for my tattoos. So people will pick on you for whatever they want to pick on you for. It just is a matter of how you handle it. And I know that's not fair because you're not the one who's doing the wrong thing. But in the end, you'll be the bigger person and you'll be proud of yourself for it because you didn't stoop to that person's level. So I'm going to read this poem that I wrote yesterday. It's called An Open Letter to Haters of Ink. Dear tattoo haters, I have no problem with your opinion. You don't have to like my tattoos. You don't have to like tattoos in general. What I have a problem with is you announcing your opinion loudly and proudly, and in the process insulting me. I do not insult your body. Why must you insult mine? Just because I chose to place my identity in Christ on my wrists and brand myself his beautiful princess? Just because the art on my left arm celebrates a natural part of God's creation that is built to be stronger than its circumstances and harkens back to a song about a young woman who is strong despite the hell that's been done to her? Just because I dared to call myself a warrior and write it in a tongue you don't comprehend? What's the matter? Are you afraid of a strong young woman? Are you afraid of an intelligent young woman? Are you afraid of a young woman who is confident enough to put you in your place in another language and roll away faster than you'd ever have the courage to spit out, "What did you say?" I have had enough forcefully stolen from me in my life. My tattoos and what they mean to me are one thing that is uniquely mine, only mine. They belong to me, my body and my art and my experiences and my choices are not up for debate or on trial in a court of your opinion. They are not up for your judgment. It is my body, it is my art, and God is a God of hearts, not ink. Before you judge, think. By the way, God called me his beautiful princess before I ever did. He told me I was strong, more than a conqueror, a warrior when I still believed I was nothing. So if you have a problem, take it up with my father, not his daughter, because I am no longer ashamed of who I am. So that's that poem. If you like me reading my poems, like this, comment in the comment section. And always feel free to get a hold of me on Tumblr and Twitter. As always, I will put the links down there. And I will also I wrote a poem a long time ago. Actually, not a really long time ago, but 2 months ago. I got a hate message after submitting to the blog Stop Hating Your Body on Tumblr. It's an awesome blog, by the way. You should check it out. But I got a hate message after that, and excuse me, I posted the hate message along with my response to it, and a couple weeks after I did the initial response, I wrote a poem about it. And this video is also going to be ridiculously long, I'm sorry. I just can't seem to condense my thoughts in bullying, I'm sorry. So I will also find that post and link that, so that you guys can have, like, some creative ideas as to how to, respectfully respond to idiots who do stupid things. So, hopefully, that'll give you some ideas. If you have any more ideas, let me know. If you like this, let me know. And I'll see you guys later. God bless. Bye.